Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to The Joint here at the Hard Rock Hotel Casino of Las Vegas, Nevada, USA, and HBO Boxing After Dark. This is 12 rounds of boxing for the vacant IBF Lightweight World Championship. Brought to you by Oscar De La Hoya's Golden Boy Promotions and Universum Box Promotions in association with Gary Shaw Promotions and Gotham Boxing. Sponsored by Tecate, Cerveza con Carácter. And Hopkins versus Jones Jr. 2 next Saturday, April 3rd, live on pay-per-view. This contest sanctioned by the Nevada State Athletic Commission and the International Boxing Federation. IBF President Marion Mohammed. At ringside, the three judges scoring will be Dwayne Ford, Robert Hoya, and Steve Weisfeld. And inside the ring, in charge of the action at the bell, referee Robert Bird. And now let's get this party started from The Joint here at the Hard Rock of Las Vegas. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing red with black, officially weighing 144 pounds. Because this is over the 135-pound limit, he is officially not permitted to gain the title if victorious tonight. His professional record, 30 fights without a loss, 29 victories, including 17 knockouts and 1 draw. From Brooklyn, New York, the undefeated Joan Guzman. And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, wearing white with blue and red. Official weight, 135 pounds. Professional record in 35 fights, 30 victories, including 25 knockouts with only 2 defeats and 3 draws. Having officially weighed in at the lightweight limit, he alone is eligible to win this vacant world title. From East London, Republic of South Africa, Ali Rush Hour Funeka.
One and one. One and one. Okay, gentlemen, you had your instructions in the dressing room. Let me remind you now. When I say stop, what that means is you stop whatever you're doing and give me a clean break. Protect yourself at all times. Obey my command at all times. You're both professionals. I expect you to conduct yourself in a professional manner. This will be a clean, competitive fight. I will accept nothing less. On the belt is good. On the belt is good. Let's do it.
You know, this is Ali Funega's 3rd consecutive trip to North America from East London, South Africa, against Nate Campbell. Campbell weighed in over the weight limit. Funeka showed up on weight, lost a close decision. He beat up Guzman in his next fight, got a draw, has to fight a rematch. And now he's fighting Guzman, who comes in as a welterweight. All Ali Funeka does is make weight, fight like a machine, and put on a great show every time.
We begin round number 1. Lennox, it was after the first 2 rounds, it was domination by Funeka in the first fight. What does Guzman have to do differently to make it different this time?
Well, in the first fight, what he did was very good in the first 2 rounds. And he got hit with a good punch, which really opened his nose up, and he found it difficult to breathe. And it really hurt the fight for him, but this particular fight, make sure that he doesn't get hit in the first 2 rounds, and try and get inside, because he's got shorter arms, and work on Funega's body and take advantage of when Funega's throws some punches and misses. He's got to take those opportunities and counterpunch.
What about the psychological aspect of it, Lennox? You're in a rematch. One guy clearly beat up the other guy. Who cares what the judges' scorecard said? As Max alluded to earlier, even Guzman admitted it wasn't his night. What kind of psychological edge does that have for Funeka?
Well, Funeka knows that, what he did the first fight, he shouldn't really change too much. Maybe, step it up a little bit more because it really worked against Guzman. And, it's always unfortunate to actually box a guy again when you really know you beat him the first time.
Guzman throws a right hook to the body, then slides away.
you know, it's also Guzman, you can see here, is not exactly ripped up. He doesn't have to look like an Adonis, but he looks a little bit loose. And the water weight excuse doesn't seem to hold, given the way he looks.
Well, Guzman wasn't happy about his first fight, and this particular fight is determined to make a difference, and he wants to show the world that, you know, the first fight he wasn't on, this fight he wants to be a lot better.
Or maybe he thinks, I can't beat this guy, and there was a certain kind of, you know, acquiescence in his training.
Counter left shot by Funeka found the chin of Guzman.
Well, Guzman said his kids weren't really happy about that fight, and his son is always asking him whether he's going to fight that big tall guy. Daddy, you going to fight the tall guy? So, you know, he's always had Funeka on his mind, and he wants to come back and have a better showing than last time.
Yeah, his 4-year-old son, Joan Guzman, said to Daddy, you got to fight that tall guy again.
So far, it's similar to the first fight in the sense that we see Guzman boxing well and Funeka not yet able to find the range.
End of round number 1 in a scheduled 12-rounder. Well, we've been happy to bring you Punch Zone here on HBO's platforms of boxing. Now you can go and get Punch Zone updates live. Simply go to hbo.com/boxing live for those watching on the East Coast, so you can see and keep track of the Punch Zone stats as they happen during the course of the fight. And those are the real numbers so far. Punches landed on Guzman to the right, only 4 by Funeka. In round number 1, he was 3 of 40, only 2 of 26 with his jab.
Yeah, go that, please. Okay, that's a fight ball to yeah, please start.
You can't move on like
yeah.
so smart.
Yeah,
You
come
can't
this
move on
side.
like that.
Next. Yeah, come. Okay.
Good work.
Please.
Don't sit in front of them so he can start on that jab.
Seconds out, mouthpiece. Seconds out, mouthpiece.
We begin round number 2, scheduled for 12. Ali Funeka of South Africa. Rush hour, 32-3 with 25 knockouts. In the white trunks, Joan Guzman, fighting out of Brooklyn by way of the Dominican Republic. In the red and black. Good first round for Guzman as he was able to use his movement and work the body a little bit.
Use it. You're going to stick it out there, use it.
Steps in with an uppercut. Good hook to the body by Guzman. Digging in deep. Not Funeka.
You know, Guzman's showing some good quickness. You know, he's able to stay out of the reach of a longer guy than him. Like, you know, Funega's got way longer arms than him, but he's able to move just out of the way of his punches.
This is what we saw in the first fight. Good first 2 rounds for Guzman, and then Funeka was able to get that jab going, and then when he got the blood from the nose, good right hand to the body by Funeka, and then he was able to get the cut of the eye. Guzman told us yesterday, I just stopped moving, I panicked. Corner didn't help. He's changed his corner, by the way. Don House, who was in his corner for the last fight, is out. Lee Beard is now in the corner for Guzman.
Vianney Bungu, Funega's trainer and a former champion himself, mentioned yesterday that the reason Funeka, he thought, took the first 2 rounds to get going in the first fight is that, good exchange of right hands, is that it's in a fighter's nature to see what his opponent has early on before he really starts fighting. In Bungu's experience, it's just in a fighter's nature, but here we see Guzman